Hey guys, it's Sarah Lewis with Mix Fitness, aka the Uncool Trainer. Today we are talking about RDLs. RDLs are one of my favorite exercises for the posterior chain. So we're talking glutes and hamstrings. This exercise is, again, one of my favorites, but it's definitely a technique that you have to learn and one that I spend a lot of time teaching my clients, because what you're training is a hip hinge. So a hip hinge means that you're shifting your weight backwards. So you're going backwards like so, and then coming forward, as opposed to a squat that goes down and up. So I like the RDL again because it focuses primarily on the back side of your body, whereas squats and lunges and step-ups get a whole lot of quad. They still get your glutes and hamstrings, but the RDL, which stands for Romanian deadlift, is much more targeted for your backside, which of course is important if you sit a lot, if you run, but basically anyone needs strong glutes to perform well and walk well. So here's one of the major technique things that I want you to keep in mind when you're doing the RDL. One is that you're shifting your weight backwards and forwards. So you can even do this up against a wall. I often start my clients doing this against a wall, where you push back and you touch your butt to the wall and then pull your hips away. The other thing is that you want to avoid using your lower back with this exercise, and that depends on how low you're taking the exercise. So I'm not holding any dumbbells, but I will here in a minute. So if you hinge and come way down here, you have to lift with your back first, and usually we're loading this exercise up for legs and not for lower back, so it becomes too much weight, and then you feel this exercise in your lower back. And it really doesn't feel so good to do this exercise when you're feeling it in your lower back. It really should be glutes and hamstrings. So I want you to keep your depth to about your knees, okay? So it's not important how low you get on the exercise. Take your dumbbells down to about your knees and then pull your hips forward first. So it's a very subtle but extremely important timing issue. So when you're here, the first thing that lifts or moves is your hips. Okay, so when you're here, you don't lift your back up first and then pull. So hopefully you can see that. So when you're here, hands about your knees, your hips move first. So it's always hips moving first, and your spine is just going to follow along at that point, and that's how you get it in your glutes. If you're feeling it in your lower back, you're either lifting with your back first, or you're taking it way too low so that you are forcing yourself to lift with your back and not with your glutes. All right, so I'm just going to grab some dumbbells here. Okay, to show you what this looks like with dumbbells. So a few good, well-timed reps here for you. Pushing back, and then pulling your hips forward. Pushing back and forward. Last one. Okay, so it's really important to train that muscle pattern of moving backwards and forwards as opposed to down up. So you learn kind of how to randomly pick things up off the floor, again, without using your lower back. So I hope that tip helps. Leave me a comment and let me know if you love RDLs as much as I do, and I will see you next time.